Well, we have another movie here based off of a story by Stephen King. That means it's either going to be excellent or it's going to be crap. Let's see. The movie's main character is John Cusack, and he's at an airport and he's talking to his wife and his son on his cell phone. But his phone ends up dying, which makes him have to use a payphone. Then seconds later at the airport, everyone that was on their cell phone, they begin to start freaking out. They start foaming at the mouth and start going crazy, and they just chaos started to take over and they start killing each other. I automatically thought about the movie The Happening. As hell breaks loose, Cusack, he runs onto a train that's filled with a group of survivors, maybe about 10 of them. One of them happens to be Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson is like the train operator, and he tells everyone that the train will not run because of the power's out. So after a small discussion, Samuel L. Jackson and John Cusack, followed by one other person, decide to get off the train and to walk the railroads. I guess because they were saying at some point the train and the platform would end up being overflowed. So the people that have gone crazy, they're kind of like zombies, but not really in a way. They run very fast, kind of like Dawn of the Dead. And they don't really eat flesh, but they use weapons to kill people. To this point, this movie had me very excited. I was intrigued. I wanted to know more. I was happy about what I was seeing. Give me more of what I was seeing and I would be happy. There really are no heroic characters in this movie. They're just a group of regular people wanting to live and trying to survive. Samuel L. Jackson was just great in this movie. One of my main issues with this movie is that every setting and every location, the sound was weird. It seemed like the editing wasn't correct. It would seem like the settings weren't mic'd. They didn't have a mic, or the mics were far away, or the sound and the editing was not very good in this movie. This movie was going very well until the group of survivors, they ran into a big pile of guns. So I'm going to end up making a movie like this where there are no guns for the survivors. Then there is this scene in this movie that I hate when movies like this do this. The movie Dawn of the Dead did this. That scene in Dawn of the Dead when everyone's having a good time and they're finally coming together, they're smiling, people are having sex, they're eating dinner together, they're playing games together. I think you know that scene that I'm talking about. That scene in Dawn of the Dead is in this movie. I hate when movies like this actually do this. When people are in a life or death situation like these movies are, people will not act like that. This movie ends up going downhill very, very fast for me. They're in every scene, they're in a new location. Pretty much what this movie is about, Cusack is going to his wife's house to see if his wife and his son is okay. Yep, that's pretty much what the movie is about. Talking about a movie with a tale of pretty much two halves. The beginning of this movie was very good. It was, like I said, it was no heroic characters. Everybody was just normal people trying to survive. They ran into some guns. Things started going downhill. The sound was bad. Too many different locations. New characters added. That awful scene that I was talking about. I'm going to say the cell is a 65 out of 100. It had potential. It dropped the ball. I was going to almost spoil another. I was almost going to spoil it there, but I hung on. If you're into movies like Dawn of the Dead and you're into things like The Walking Dead and things like that where people are put in those type of scenarios, I say check it out, but I wouldn't say waste any money on it or anything like that. This movie had a chance to be put in my low 70s ratings, but the second half, it just went downhill really fast. If you happen to see this movie, what did you think about it? Get in the comment section, let me know what your thoughts are. Like this video, dislike this video, share this video. Remember, I got sports content, I got other movie reviews, all in the playlist to make your guys' lives easier. I'm done here.